Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you are new around here, subscribe down below, click the like button, all that good stuff. It's massively appreciated. And as always, if you want to watch me do this live on Twitch, click the link down below, come over. If you've got any questions, concerns, queries, or you just want to get involved in one of the fastest growing FIFA communities out there, click the link. Exclamation mark Discord in the Twitch chat will get you access to the Discord, completely free to join. Nearly 600 people now sat in that Discord having a great time. It's one of, in my opinion, it's one of the best communities out there. Very friendly, very welcoming to get involved. And as you can see, that thing there is foottrading.co.uk. This is a website that's been set up by myself and V273. We brought together my knowledge of the lower end of the market, his knowledge of the higher end of the market, put it all in one place. These trading guides are completely and utterly free to view. They will help you with any sort of trading, from chem style trading, silver trading to icon trading. You can create an account for free, completely free here. And we've got paid for areas in terms of a subscription. It's £10 a month to get access to the buying prices. This is spreadsheets for special card trading, spreadsheets for every single profitable filter for silvers on this game, and spreadsheets for the most profitable icons with buy and sell prices. I used it last night. It worked very, very well. And for the £15 tier, you get access to an exclusive area called Live Deals. This is where 3 times a week we will, between 8 PM and 10 PM, post deals that we find on the market for you guys to get. We won't be buying them ourselves to make sure you guys are making the most profit possible. We tested it out last night. This is an example of what we do. We put them on there, give you the time of the deal, the card that we find, and you guys go and basically pick them up and buy them. If you want to get involved, click the link down below. It's free to join. And then if you want to pay for the subscription service, like I say, it's £10 a month for access to all the buying prices and $15 for the tier 2 subscription. But for now, let's get into the video. Yo guys, so today we're going to be looking at icons and how to trade with icons specifically. I'm going to try and give you guys that in-depth knowledge so you can start building up a picture of icons in your head, icons that you trade with, and that way you'll be able to make coins very easily from icons, because icons are relatively easy to trade with, but if you dive in too quickly, you'll make a big loss. So that's the most important thing you have to realize right now. First thing I want to talk about, it's a bit of housekeeping. The coin total is 1.7 million. We've got a lot of icons selling and loads of icons that have sold as part of this video. But this coin total is going to fluctuate massively for the next few days, because what I'm going to be doing is putting together a player review guide on every single icon swaps player, especially down the lower end where you guys are going to be looking right now, sort of the 12 icons and below, 12 tokens and below, so you guys can start understanding who is good, who isn't so good. I don't think any of them are going to be terrible, if I'm honest. I think there's just going to be a mixture of who actually is decent, who isn't. They're going to be coming out sort of rapidly, so you guys can help you guys make your decisions relatively quickly. Another thing to note, Footwatch tweeted this out yesterday. It seems we're getting a Team of the Week's Moments card. I think that's what this is deemed to be from everybody. But just be mindful that that is something that we think is coming, as I quickly just type in that. So be mindful, that's what it looks like. It's either a promo that we're getting, which is going to launch today. 3 o'clock, I think we'll probably see some sort of update about it. That'll be sort of after you guys are watching this video. But yeah, so something to be mindful of. That seems to be what EA are doing to replace Team of the Week. Anyway, icons. First thing we'll talk about is, why do we icon trade? First thing, the reason why I always like icon trading is, in my opinion, it requires the least amount of work. Icons, like all other cards, are traded on fluctuations, okay? But icons are subject to fluctuations more than most other cards, because what tends to happen with icons is they tend to drop in price at a certain time every day and then rise steadily before dropping again. They also drop in price and change price throughout the week. As always, cheapest time to usually buy these cards is going to be on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And the more expensive time to buy these cards is going to be into Weekend League. So, what are my thoughts of icons? First rule that I sort of stick with as I trade with icons, if I'm going to trade with icons, I trade with icons from Sunday to maybe Thursday. They're the days that I will trade with icons. Because what happens is, over the weekend, they tend to climb off. Now, you can still trade with them over the weekend. You have to adjust your prices. But I sort of use my Thursday, for example, is when I'm mass buying to silvers. Because I can make a huge amount of profit from that. So I sort of do the icons from Sunday to Thursday, and I do my silvers from Thursday to Sunday, and in amongst all that, I'll do special cards to sort of be able to trade anything at the point that I want to trade them at. So that's the most thing. The most important thing with icons, though, is you must learn their prices. If you do not learn their prices and you dive in head first, you're going to get stung. And I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to be honest, I did exactly this thing on the advice of someone. I was told it was quite a good deal to buy a Prime Maldini at one point. It wasn't at all. I took a heavy loss of 700,000 coins on that card. Mainly because I held out to see if he bounced back, and he never did. So that was my lesson learned for this year. And I don't really advise trading with Prime icons full stop, because they're still in packs. In my opinion, the best cards to trade with are babies and mids. they hold their value a lot better. They don't tend to fluctuate too much because they're no longer impacts, so the price is relatively stable. That's the why we trade with icons and a little bit of the how. Now, the fluctuations on icons. Best time to buy, in my opinion, is 6 p.m. to about 10 p.m. UK time. And the reason for that is at 6 p.m. content comes out, people get cards, people change up, and icons get listed. Most people are on the game at 6 o'clock because that is when we get content drop. So what happens is, someone lists the Rui Costa, someone else then lists the Rui Costa, someone else then lists the Rui Costa, and the prices get undercut, and so they get to a point that I know there's a buy price. Now, first thing to note is if you are a website subscriber already, you have a list of some of the best icons on this game to trade with. Some of the guys I've got here are guys that I've bought into based upon that spreadsheet. There was a spreadsheet on our website with some of the best icons to trade with, and that's going to be added to in the coming days and weeks, so you guys get even more value for your subscriptions. But I know that. That's the most important thing to know. When you're starting off with icons, in my opinion, start at the low end of the market. Now, I wouldn't advise starting at the 100k end of the market because people tend to list icons really minimum 100k. You don't really tend to get that many below it. You do get them, but for me, the best price point is 100 to 200k. Best way to check that is go to Footbin. If I show you now, go to Footbin. Just go to players, go to icons. Let's play nations, leagues even. Go to leagues. Go to icons, which is there. When it loads up, it's going to jump up over it. So click on icons, it's fine. And obviously, you see all of these guys here. I'll click on 100 to 200k. Hopefully, this way it won't work. It has worked, perfect. And I look at these guys here. These are all the cards that I would look at when you're first starting off, because these are the cards you tend to get the best value with. For example, if you trade at a higher level, you need a really, really good deal because the 5% tax. Here, the 5% tax doesn't really affect it too much. But if you look at an example on Xbox right now, you've got Pires for 145, you've got Rui Costa for 199. These are the guys that I would trade with initially, okay? These are the guys that I would look at and say, okay, cool, I'm going to trade with these guys, mainly because it limits your risk. That's the first thing. It does limit your risk, and that's like hugely important with icons. You do not want to expose yourself to massive risk. But also, when you look at your profit margin, we talk about return on investment. Now, in my opinion, silvers are the best in terms of return on investment on this game. You can't really do any better than silvers. You can put 1k into a silver and get 4k back, and you're getting 300% back. No other method is going to give you that. But if they require more work, it's a fact. Silvers require more work. But when we talk about return on investment, let's say, for example, you go and buy a 700,000 coin icon, and you sell that icon, I don't know, for 800,000 coins, okay? 800,000 coins. Once EA takes their tax, you're getting 60k profit. It's a big profit. But your return on investment is about, give or take, 8%. Whereas in other cards, it's higher than that. But if you were to, for example, go and buy, I don't know, let's say you go and buy this Barnes. This Barnes right now is 184 at the moment. If you bought him at, I don't know, 160, and you sold him at 184, your profit after that's been about 15k. Your return on investment is closer to 10%. And that's why I just think this is better. It's better to trade at the lower end. But how do we do it? That's the most important thing here. The way that I did it to start learning was, as you can see on my transfer pile, I add icons overnight and at different times to see what they sell for. Now, these prices were added last night because I was using these. I added my transfer targets and I was compare pricing on them. Just to see what these cards were coming up for and what they were selling for. Just exactly like that. So I looked at Skulls, for example, it was 170 last night. He sold, he's 174 now, 175. So I know their prices, and that's what I do. So what I'll do is, when I first go in the morning, I will just check prices of these cards that I've got here. These are the guys that I'm liking trading with at the moment. So I'll check the prices and just see what they're doing on the market. Lampard hasn't really changed. Rui Costa hasn't shown a massive change. And you start to build a picture in your head. Best friend here, spreadsheets. I cannot stress it enough. If you're not subscribed to the website, spreadsheets are your best friend. Because what you can do is you can choose a selection of 20 of these icons, okay? You can put 20 on your transfer pile. I don't think 20 is too stressful for you. It's not going to be over the top. It's not going to be something that's difficult to keep up with. But 20 is your best friend here. And you get 20 of them up and you just check their prices at any given time of the day. So, for example, I would check their sell price first thing in the morning. I would check their sell price towards 6 o'clock. And I'll check their sell price at overnight, okay? So, for me, I'd look at, if you just put times on it, I put 10 a.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'd be looking at that time, and then I'd be looking at sort of, if you can in any way, shape or form, having some listed overnight that you can check maybe before you go to school or work at 7 in the morning. Just give yourself an idea. In fact, what I might actually, let's refresh that. 12, 6, 6 is the best way to do it. So 12 p.m., 6 p.m, and then 6 a.m, 7 a.m, that sort of time. What that will do is it will show you the fluctuations. It will show you what they sold for at these given times. But what you can also do is click on, let's say for example, we'll look at Barnes. I'll just give you Barnes example, so we'll look at Barnes again. You go to Footbin and you see for right now, for me on Xbox specifically, it'll tell me his price a second for some reason. Footbin has been horrendous recently. He's selling at 184 right now, okay? But there's a lot sort of more than that, but 184. What I can do with Barnes is I can do his hourly graph. And I can check his standard sort of prices that he's sort of going for. So there's a drop there. As you can see, overnight, there's a drop. As the average is 180. Now this is massively deceiving because this is his average price. Now I'm going to show you what we sold the Barnes for overnight. We sold him for 190 overnight. Now it's telling me that he's 180 overnight, which is not true. What it means, overnight, that 180 is because there were less on the market. There were way less on the market than normal. So those at the higher end and those at the lower end are going to affect the mean average value you see on that site. But if we look at it now from yesterday, 190 there, 175, 182. The drops and the climbs and the peaks and the troughs all the time. So you know its high point there is 190, which is what we sold him for. And the low point that you saw for the last 24 hours is 168, okay? So if you're buying at 168 and selling at 190, you're looking at, give or take, about 13,000 coins profit. So that's how you start to learn the prices. Now, as you can see, I've got an Overmars on the market here. We've got Raul, Crespo, Coleman sold. But we've also got Okocha selling. We've got two more Overmars because I picked these up, both brilliant deals I picked up yesterday. 200k and below for most of them. I think a couple maybe 207 for one, if I'm not mistaken. 200 for that and 194 for that. So I know these are massively profitable because I know I can send for 235 as you guys can see. I've just sold one for that. We've got Perez. So even though I have a lot of coins in this account, if I went liquid on this account, I'd have about 6-7 million coins on this account. I still trade at lower end because it's just more consistent. It's way, way, way more consistent than trading at the higher end. Another way you can bunch them up, and this is what I see a lot of my guys doing, is by nation. Now, if you want to cover a bigger spread of icons, you can trade by nation. The nations that you're probably going to avoid are going to be things like Brazil because they're all quite expensive. But you can trade with nations. So you can look at the prices for example, let's say you went for Portugal. Portugal's a good place to start because they've got a lot of lower end icons, okay? They've got a lot of lower end icons. So you can look at Deco, you can look at Rui Costa, and if you want to start getting to the more expensive ones that are going to make you more profit in long term, you've got players like Figo there that you can be thinking about more price, and obviously at the higher tier you've got your Sabio. But Figo sort of then is your guy in Portugal you learn. And the thing about icons is, do not try to learn the whole market. There is no need. These deals popped. I did these deals. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I bought yesterday night, in the space of about half an hour, I bought 11 icons, okay? These 11 icons are going to make me in the region of about 150,000 coins profit, easily 150,000 coins profit. And that was just to test out the website prices and different methods we put on the website as a way to say, right, is this going to work, is it not going to work? And it's worked beautifully, it's worked very, very well. But that's the important thing to note with icons when it comes down to it. It's about nailing down the ones you want to trade with. On the website, I think we've got 30 to 40, if I'm not mistaken, that we specifically say these are really good ones to trade with. There are more than that, and there are more that are going to be added. But we didn't dive straight in. We learned the market on these over the course of this whole year to give you guys a bigger spread on that website. But if you're new to it, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you do not just dive straight in because that is where you lose coins massively. So, best time to buy, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's the best time to buy. But that's also the best time to check the fluctuation, okay? If you're going to measure fluctuation, even if you're only going to do it twice, measure it from 6 p.m. and that time around there into overnight. They're the two best times to do it. The reason being, that's going to give you your biggest return on investment. So if at 6 p.m., for example, I'll show you the one of the guys we're selling currently. I showed you Overmars already, but let's have a look at... Let's have a look at Perez. The Perez I'm selling for 165. I know I can send for 160 if I need to. 165, I bought him at 145, okay? This Perez. So my return on investment for this Perez is going to be something in the region of about 13k, if I'm not mistaken. About 13k, give or take. It's going to be my profit on that card, sorry, not my return on investment. This Shevchenko, we picked up at 212, selling for 240. And this Rui Costa, we picked up for 115, selling for 134. So 6 o'clock is when I picked all of these cards up because I know 6 o'clock is the best time to buy. But that does not mean that you can't buy other times. When you get your fluctuation sheets, get your spreadsheet, and I would literally have it set up, Rui Costa, like 6 p.m. time, overnight price. Shevchenko, 6 p.m. time, overnight price. Now 6 p.m. doesn't need to be specifically 6 p.m. It can be any other time. It can be like sort of 7, 8, 9 p.m. because they come up throughout the whole time. But I have those prices there. And then what I do, once you've got 20 of these icons down, is periodically just go through the market especially with the fact that a lot of you now are working from home, a lot of schools are probably going to close, a lot of schools around the world have closed. At any time, you can then go through your spreadsheet and go, okay, cool. So let me check, for example. So I know Perez is a 165 player at certain points. Let me go have a look now. So I go to Perez on this market, and I look at what he's doing. I look at his price right now. I can see one for 150. So mine right now is by far the most expensive on the market. So my one, if I'm honest with you right now, my Perez is not going to sell. Do I panic with that? No, because this is the other thing you need to know about icons, is they get more expensive as the week goes on. So obviously, as they get towards weekend league, these cards will go up in price. I don't really like holding my icons for longer than sort of 48 hours, max sort of 3 days if I have to. But cards like Perez that I bought, which I bought at a good deal, that I bought lower than all of these prices here. But right now, someone's undercut me at one sort of 150. I'm not. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll just hold him into weekend league. I'll stick him in my club. Weekend league comes around, I list him for 160, 165, and he will sell. So there's never a panic if they don't sell. This is the most important thing you need to learn about icon trading. Is it requires patience. It requires patience to learn the market, but also sometimes it requires patience to sell your card because people panic sell icons. They always undercut, they always list below. And because people are scared to buy icons, even people that want them for their team are scared to buy icons. Sometimes people go, actually, I'm not sure about that icon. I'm going to hold off and whatnot. And so they sit there for a bit longer. So it has to require a huge amount of patience, but all trading requires patience. But so for example, I've got my Perez there. Let's have a look at Shevchenko. If we go to Shevchenko, it's 86 card. So mine's on for 240 at the moment. There's a 239, 235 and a 229 on there, right? So that's what's on there for mine at the moment. Now again, I always overlist my icons. I never underlist my icons and I never will underlist my icons. For my first sale on that and special cards, I'll always try and aim for the highest amount because again, when you're trading earlier in the week, I know towards weekend league, he will sell for 240. So I don't need to stress too much about selling him too quickly. It's not stressing me at all. But again, the one that I picked up at 212 is by far the cheapest that I picked up. By far the cheapest that is on the market. So I'm in no stress right now. Because I know my prices, I learned them. Let's go to Overmars. I've got one for 235 on the market at the moment, I think. So there's a 220 and there's a 225 that have undercut mine. But once they come off the market, there's only a couple that are lower than mine. They'll probably end up getting sold throughout the day today. So again, what I'll do is I'll keep relisting them on the hour, every hour, while I'm live doing whatever I'm doing today, recording videos, etc. I will keep listing my Overmars up and they'll sell. And if not, they will sell into weekend league. I know that's what they sell for. So don't panic if you don't sell straight away. Do not panic whatsoever. And always account for that 5% tax. That's the most important thing. If you want the best advice I can give you, if you're new to icon trading, start buying on Sundays, Mondays and Tuesdays, because that allows you then the rest of the week to sell them. Do not buy too high. Make sure you allow for a 5% tax on EA and try and make something in the region of 8 to 15,000 coins is really where you want to be making per icon to make it worth your while for the amount of coins you're putting in. As an example, if I put 180k into silvers, I usually get about 100k back. You're not going to get that of icons, but it's a hell of a lot less work. So that's something to be mindful of. If you're the sort of guy with a coin total that is, I don't know, 2-3 million coins, then icons is going to give you guys a similar return on investment to what someone who's got 300k invest that into silvers would get with less stress. That's the point about icons. They are less stress. You buy them, you list them, it's done. With silvers, you buy them, you hold, you let the market come up, and you list each one individually. Yes, it makes you more profit, but it is more work. That's just how the whole life works. To make more money, you don't generally have to tend to put in more work. But that's basically the basics of trading with icons. As you can see, I'm doing it currently, so you guys will see what the account is like once we've done all this icon trading and what we're doing with it. But if you are new around here, as always, subscribe down below, click the like button, all that good stuff. Check out the website, foottrading.co.uk. It will make you a lot of coins. We're already well into double digits now, subscribers over there. I think we're about 30 or 40 now. For 2 days being on is mental. A lot of my Twitch subs have moved over to the website. To get involved with the website, it will help massively. And especially as we move into FIFA 21, you guys will find it invaluable, I'm sure, because there'll be loads of information on there on how to make coins early in that game as well. We're building the foundation for it now, so that FIFA 21 we can go out and absolutely crush it. But that's going to be the end of the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. But for now, lads, I am out. Peace out. I will speak to you soon.